I'm talking about when you get to marry someone, you are going to know who they are really about. Guys, you don't understand. You don't understand. Trust me, I've got a lot of experience. You don't understand what really goes on.
Ali Dawah, the same guy whose wife has to use whiteboard to communicate with him, yes, literally, whiteboard communication, wants to lecture the world about how to do marriage.
I'll tell you a story, akhi. There was a sister I was speaking to for marriage. She was a hafid al-Quran, okay? We're talking, and the topic of MAHR comes up. I'm like, what you want for MAHR? She said something like $3,000. It was like some gold. I told her, listen, I'll give you $100. She was like, okay. She accepted it. Next day, she calls me with some doubts. And I add my friend on the phone call. I was like, add your friend on the phone call? Okay, let's see where this goes. So it's one of her friends. She's a 29-year-old successful businesswoman, making lots of money. 29-year-old, single, never been married. She's like, how can you give her such a low mahr and this, that, and the other? She's worth more than that, and this, that. And I was like, what? Why are you even involving yourself? Like, first of all, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you involving yourself in this? And so this exposed to me, okay, a lot of it is there's a lot of good sisters. This was a good sister, but she had bad friends around.
A Muslim man is talking to a woman. She's someone who memorized the Quran, and in their discussion, she expresses that she wants $3,000 of mahr. He says, no, I have about $100. And then she says, yeah. So they agree, even though she asks for 3,000 and then gets lunch money. They agreed. And following day, she changes her mind. They discuss, and then marriage thing doesn't go ahead. It's all okay. Deal is done, so there is no marriage. But instead of saying, mashallah, that's the clarity right there, Ali Dawah throws a fit, and he goes completely off the rails into full-on attack on women, education, and independence.
Her friend getting involved is a red flag, brother. The biggest red flag. As a single, I'm being honest with you. Yes, women are jealous of one another. She probably wants that girl to stay single like herself. That is it, sadly. I'm not saying every single woman. Majority of the women, they are like, they're in competition with one another, so they don't like it. That's why when it comes to advising, they could be on their period, and they're talking of emotion. They had the bad day, they had anything, and they are giving you an asir. I'm married, I'm telling you, listen to me. Protect your wife from these deluded, tapped in the head, I'll call them crackhead, of individual friends that they call, who gives them wrong advice. And they do it subtly. You'll see it. If your wife goes to a friend's house and she comes back, and then all of a sudden you see her, her attitude change, she's looking differently, etc. And she brings up something, best believe, brother, a conversation that was had there stemmed to your marriage. These are shayateen that destroy marriages.
What is that in translation? If a woman listens to her support system, that is dangerous. He paints this woman as a suspicion for involving a friend in the conversation. He calls it red flag. Why? Because apparently single women, especially career-driven, over 25, unmarried women are emotional, bitter, boss babe types who live in what he literally calls la la land. No, I'm not joking. That's what he says. They live in la la land.
Seriously, and this is what happens with sisters. They live in la la land. Wallahi, they reach the age of 30 and everything. Boo. Seriously, and this is what happens with sisters. They live in la la land. Wallahi.
Ali Dawah, are you allergic to emotional intelligence? Think about it. In Ali Dawah's world, if a woman has a support system, or worse, friends with opinions, that's a threat to marriage.
I know many brothers who are in court with their hafiz of the Quran wives taking them to court and saying, putting the middle finger to the Sharia and saying, I'm going to man-made laws and I'm taking your wealth, which is haram.
So what Ali Dawah is doing is, he's warning people to not marry a woman who memorized the Quran. Why? Because some of them, brace yourself, some of the women who memorize the Quran, they use the justice system when their marriage goes wrong. Yeah, that's right. The real threat, according to Ali Dawah, isn't abuse, injustice, or neglect. Real problem is a woman with a legal voice. Think about it. He doesn't fear disobedient woman. He fears woman who empowered. He fears woman who has been informed. Because he knows those women who memorize the Quran, okay, most of them, know what is halal, what is haram. And they know when their marriage fails, there is no one and nothing can help them within Sharia, within Islam. So what does she do? She uses the legal system. According to Ali Dawah, yeah, that's dangerous. Stay away from women who memorize the Quran. Why? Because they are the woman with the legal voice. You know what makes all these things like funny is when Ali Dawah casually mentions that how he himself paid his own wife mahr in monthly installments.
You can be merciful and give him a payment plan. Yes, like my wife did give me a payment plan. Alhamdulillah, have your mercy.
Yep, the guy who is warning men to not be controlled by women, he made monthly payments to a woman who, again, need a whiteboard to talk to him. This isn't just like irony, it's like rent a wife financing.
You know this friend who's a single, it's always a single friend, by the way, it's always a single friend. And women, they are the biggest competitors to one another. And study shows in Muslims, they are evil towards one another when it comes to gossip, and slandering one another. They are evil. They hate each other's guts, which I don't know why. Because when women come together, and like we said before, women are emotional creatures. That's how Allah's created them. It doesn't make them bad or evil. That's how they are created. So they have to be led as a single. I'm being honest with you. Yes, women are jealous of one another. She probably wants that girl to stay single like herself. That is it, sadly. I'm not saying every single woman, majority of the women, they are like, they're in competition with one another. So they don't like it. That's why when it comes to advising, they could be on their period. And they're talking of emotion. They had the bad day. They had anything. And they are giving you an asiyah. I'm married. I'm telling you. Listen to me. Protect your wife from these deluded, tapped in the head, I call them crackhead, of individual friends that they call, especially Miss Independent, yes? Boss babe, slay the day. They like to slay the day. Sadly, a lot of women live in la la land. Absolute la la land. Boss babe.
Did you pick that up again? He's warning men not about bad characters. He's warning men about age, success, and opinions. According to Ali Dawah, if you are 30 unmarried, well, you need to know your worth. You are threat to his worldview. You are the problem that needs to be silent.
Because when they reach the age of 30, 35, Miss Career Woman, with nobody in your life and nobody wants to marry you, you're looking at the ceiling and counting how many tiles there are on the ceiling with your Gucci bag that you made, boss babe, yes? And you're going out and you can't find the right guy.
This isn't advice, it's simply resentment. And it screams out insecurity. Think about it. Imagine being so afraid of accountability that you turn God-fearing, educated Muslim woman into problems just because they know their rights and they use them. Ali Dawah is not warning men against toxic behavior at all. He is warning men against educated, devoted, informed women. Well, that's not masculinity at all. That's simply fear.
Be real with yourself. Get married when you're you're fertile. You are young. You are beautiful. Men want you. You are sought after. Make the most out of that. That's very important. Do not delay it.
So now, marriage is all about fertility windows and male demand? Is this guidance for secret union or just a creepy market analysis? Women are not fruit that you buy from the shop. They don't expire at age 30. I know that's what you think, but really we don't expire when we turn 30. Think about the advice like, marry while you are young, marry while you are fertile, marry while man wants you. That's not a call to marriage. That's a creepy real estate pitch. It turns women into perishable goods on some divine supermarket shelf. Young, beautiful, fertile. If that is your criteria for wife, what does that make you, Ali Dawah? Clearly, not a spiritual leader, not a leader at all, let alone spiritual leader. It looks like it just makes you a salesman from 7th century Arabia with a modern marketing twist. Ali Dawah doesn't lift up men. He frightens them with fairy tales. Educated woman? Yeah, that's scary. Friends? Oh no, that's threatening. Rights? Too risky. This is just so much, Islamic leadership, Islamic marriage. It's insecurity dressed as dawah. Let's not end on fear. There is always better way. There is always better way for Muslims. One rooted in self-giving love. Marriage where leadership is like a service and where women are not seen as threats but they are seen as image bearer of the divine beauty. The love of the Trinity is not self-centered, it's outwards, generous, and joyful. And that's the love we need in our homes, not the love that causes us fear, or not the love that is from La La Land. No, we need heavenly truth.